Do your YouTube channel analytics look like this? Mine used to look like that too. In fact, those are screenshots from channels I started a few years ago, before I learned how to fix and grow YouTube channels to look more like this. Today we're going to look at why your channel is failing and what tools you can use to fix it, all without having to post a single new video. This is how to your YouTube channel. There are 5 very powerful YouTube metrics you can use to figure out why your YouTube channel is failing, and each tool I give you in this video will be to systematically fix each of those metrics. This is the most important metric and viewer behavior component for any YouTube video you release. YouTube has a very harsh grading curve when it comes to promoting videos based on average view duration, which varies on the length of the video and the percentage watched. It looks a little bit like this. Firstly, look at your viewer retention graph. If you see a huge fall off at the beginning of the video, that means one of 2 things. Either that the viewer was negatively surprised by the content and you need to change your intros or thumbnails and titles to accurately reflect the content in the video, or your intro and hook was boring and failed to capture the viewer's attention. A quick and effective fix here can be simply going to the YouTube editor and deleting out all or part of your intro. This way the viewer gets straight into the content without any waffling. I've been doing this whenever I see a major negative response to the opening of videos, and you can see from these examples it can make a tremendous impact on the future performance of videos that initially performed poorly. Now, only do this if your video still makes sense without the intro. If that's the case, then what you will see over the coming days is your average view duration will creep up and your retention curve will begin to flatten. To future-proof, you also need to improve your intros and hooks, so you need to know what works for your niche and have a good formula for them. For example, if you're delivering content which is educational, Alex Hormozi's Triple P framework is perfect. Promise, plan, and proof. The basic idea here is in the hook you deliver to the viewer a promise on what they will get out of the video. Like in this video I said we would fix your broken YouTube channel. Then you need a plan, which is why I said there were 5 key metrics to look at and I give you tools to improve them. Then finally, proof, which I delivered by showing you the channels I've grown over the last few years. What this does is it gives the audience immediate confidence and trust that over the next few minutes you will deliver on their initial expectation, which was set out in the title and thumbnail. This will dramatically reduce the drop-off in retention in the opening seconds of your video, as long as you deliver the message quickly. But if it's not the intro causing poor average view duration, then look along the timeline to see where the other sudden dips are, take note of them, and don't include that style of content or segment in future videos. However, sometimes the curve is relatively flat and downward sloping, which doesn't point to any specific part of the video being bad. This is harder to analyze as it implies the general quality of your videos is not great. There's no quick fix for this. When you're writing your scripts and planning the structure of video, ask yourself, how can I re-engage the viewer's attention here? Because people have a tendency to lose attention really quickly, so your videos should be structured in such a way that you disrupt the flow of the viewer in order to shock them into refocusing. If you've ever seen a Mr. Beast video, he does this really well. He cuts back and forth in time and location, so the viewer is continually re-engaging on something new. The number of impressions you're getting is really a symptom of the other metrics doing poorly. YouTube is not going to promote your content if people do not click on it and do not watch much of it when they do click on it. This is usually because your videos are all on unrelated random topics or your SEO sucks and you're confusing the algorithm. YouTube uses titles, keywords, descriptions, and commonly said words in the video to determine what topic your video is about and who to recommend it to. Let's say you have a guitar channel but you name your video, I wrote this when I was depressed, or when your dad leaves to go buy milk. YouTube has absolutely no idea that you're doing a meme culture reference, but the actual video is about you playing guitar. So you want to align your titling at least partially to the content and commonly occurring words in the video. This will help YouTube promote it to the right people. At the same time though, you don't want to get pigeonholed to the point where the only people who see your videos are the ones who use the exact words you put in that title. So in this sense, don't use very similar titles in each video, and as your channel starts to grow, you can be bolder and more abstract with your titling, as YouTube already has a good understanding of what viewers would like to watch your videos. Sometimes your average view duration and impressions are both bad because you have just released too many different videos which have very different audiences. You can determine this by going through each video and looking at the audience demographics, key search terms, and suggested videos. You need to be more decisive and pick a target audience and style of content that matches them. Once you've done that, any video that is performing poorly that does not match that style of content should be privated, because those videos are acting as viewer funnels and information for YouTube to recommend your videos. But since the content and audience don't match, it negatively impacts your click-through rate and your future video performance. In the early days of your channel and the first moments after releasing a video, click-through rate is the #1 driver of how many impressions you get. Therefore, if you find your click-through rate is low, which I would say is below 8%, you need to look at two things. One, which of your videos had the best click-through rate and how is that different to your other videos? Replicating that will give you a better chance of success going forward. And two, look at popular channels in your niche that have thumbnails that already stand out and model their thumbnail structure in your videos going forward. A great way of measuring your thumbnails up against the competition is making a YouTube homepage template and then editing in your thumbnail onto that video feed to see if it pops out against other videos your viewers are likely to be recommended. But to take your thumbnails to the next level, you have to look further, as before a viewer clicks on a video, there are 3 pieces of information to make their decision off. Firstly is the thumbnail, secondly is the title, and thirdly is the short glimpse of the video that plays while they hover over it. An expert level thumbnail maker will have the thumbnail complement and interact with the title. This is an opportunity to deliver 2 different pieces of information to the viewer and have a conversation with them. For example, for a finance video, the title could be 5 savings tips that made me a millionaire, and then the thumbnail says Rule of 33, or something even more interactive like AI won't make you rich, and then the thumbnail says unless you do this. Once you've established a better titling and thumbnail style on new videos that actually improves your click-through rate, deploy this strategy on existing underperforming videos to match that style and track the changes in performance. Likes on a YouTube video are a vanity metric. Influencers will tell you it's important for the algorithm, but it's not really, because from YouTube's perspective, liking is a fast and easy action. It doesn't show the viewer is engaged with the video, or if they're actually likely to watch another video after. But comments do. Commenting takes time, which YouTube interprets as the viewer really paying attention to the video, and that they're likely to stay on that channel, assuming it's positive commentary. Most YouTube videos get between 0.5 and 5% comment to viewer ratios, but you can easily boost this to the upper end of that range by placing an effective call to action in the video. This means seamlessly asking someone to leave a comment without suddenly jarring them with the request. To do this, phrase the couple of sentences before your call to action like it's leading the viewer to think about something, and then hit them with your instructions. If you really want to boost your engagement, you can even start comment battles in your comment sections. This is where you make viewers compete by getting the most likes on a single comment or commenting the most in a short period of time. If you have a very young, competitive audience, this could work really well for you. If you have posted dozens of videos which all have bad metrics, and you've tried the steps above and pivoting to a more focused style of content and it's still not working, then just delete your channel. It would be much easier to start fresh with your newly improved content style and strategy than to fight an algorithm that really hates your current channel. You may be able to reuse some of your newer videos on the channel as long as they haven't been shown to a wide audience yet. The best thing to do here is slightly re-edit the video and make a new thumbnail so YouTube doesn't think that it's a re-upload. Then, if your new channel is still struggling, you should comment below what you're struggling with and I'll personally take a look. Oh, and subscribe, it's free.